Hi everyone. Hola, this is Alina, and today I will be talking about how to define your digital marketing goals. This is one of my favorite subjects because it's something that I believe that it's key to be successful in digital marketing. If you watch the video about the 5 skills needed to be good, to be successful in digital marketing, I mentioned that skill number 2 is to stick to the basics. And in my opinion, the basics are to know your business, to have a brand, to know your brand, and to have clear marketing goals. So I will be talking about these other subjects in other videos, but in today's video, I want to talk about how to define clear digital marketing goals. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. So before we start talking about goals, I want to talk about some background work, not background, some work that it needs to happen before we define these digital marketing goals. And everything it starts out with having a clear vision for your company, for your business, regardless if you are an entrepreneur or if you work for a company. If you work for a company, you need to make sure that you have a clear vision of where the company is headed. And if you don't have that, I strongly recommend to you to go up to your bosses, to the leadership board, and question them on this because this is key to succeed in any type of business. And then, of course, if you are a business owner, it is extremely crucial for you to define your vision. Now, I strongly recommend for you to do research on how to do this correctly. This is not just one line and a very general, elusive thing. I want to save the world, and that's it. This has to be more concise, more clear, and I dare to believe that if you close your eyes, you can see that vision. Everything that you're working so hard for it. You're learning about digital marketing because you want to grow your business. Or anything that you're working on, I can guarantee you that you can close your eyes and you have a very clear vision of how that is going to be. Well, the idea here is that that vision that you have so clear in your mind, you can also translate it into words that you can tell it to your partner, to your employees, to your significant other, that you can, because one thing is that, I mean, we all know what's going on in our minds. Well, sometimes we don't even understand what's happening with our minds. But let's just say that for the most part, we know what it is, but sometimes it's hard for us to communicate that to others. So it's very important that you have a way to have this in writing. And obviously, it's not going to be just one line, it's going to be maybe a couple of pages or something like that, where you can define your clear vision, where you want to go. So that's very important. And you're going to see how that's going to help the digital marketing goals. Then you're also going to answer your big why. And here I want to give a shout out to the wonderful man Simon Sinek. Maybe I'm pronouncing his last name incorrectly. It's Sinek, Simon Sinek. And he is the one that talked about coined the term the golden circle, has amazing talks about finding your big why. He believes that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And if you haven't heard his talk, I strongly recommend for you to go and check it out. He talks about that the majority of businesses, we all know very clear what is our what we offer. Sometimes we go a little bit deeper into how, which is what makes us unique, but very few go into the really why we do what we do. What is that thing that wakes us up every morning and give us the energy to keep moving forward? So I won't talk too much about this in this video, but this, in my opinion, these elements, which is basically the DNA, the core of what you're doing, has to be clear. It has to be very fresh in your mind in order for you to start creating marketing goals that are good for your business and that are actually going to benefit you and help you reach that vision. So these things, the vision and the big why, are very not tangible things, are very, yeah, glorious statements, very ambitious statements, and they are very in our minds, right? So how can we bring all these grandiose ideas into reality? That's where goals and objectives come into play. So, in my opinion, in my perspective, goals, it's kind of similar to the vision, but more in a more practical way. So what I want to accomplish specifically, for example, I want to start my own business. A goal could be I want to expand my business from the US to Europe. My goal is to become an author. There is just something, right? And usually if you really have a strong vision, it will be a very easy for you to pinpoint what are your goals, right? So goals is still a little bit more into the big vision. Now your objective are those specific things, specific tactics, specific actions that I can do to help me reach my goal. So, goal could be the overarching, the big statement, and then the objectives are those specific things, those specific milestones that I can achieve to help me reach my goal. Okay, so that's the core of this thing. Now, how we bring these elements into digital marketing? Well, let me tell you. So, I think if I don't talk about target audience, all my fellow marketers and my fellow professionals, they will be like, no, giving thumbs down because I don't talk about this. So I'm going to talk about it. So before we start talking about goals and objectives, there's this topic that I want to mention, which is target audiences, which is extremely important. And what that means is basically the type of people that you want to approach, the type of people that you want to reach with your communications. Who is that person that you want to make them excited about what you're doing and want them to take action on whatever you want them to take action on. That's your target audience. It is important, it is key, and it is crucial because that's the person, the people you're going to talk to. But my advice to beginners, remember all these videos and all these classes are geared towards people that are just starting in the industry or want to get started. And what happens is that, and I tell this because of experience with my own businesses and my own projects, and also as a business consultant, learning more about the experiences of other businesses, I've seen that sometimes we spend way too much time crafting, thinking, deciding this target audience and these personas, and we invest time and money sometimes, and yeah, we spend a lot of time crafting this before starting. And although it's very nice and I'm happy that people are doing their homework, usually, unfortunately, once you actually start doing, once you launch your business, once you start doing things, you're actually going to see for sure who is the target audience. And maybe in all the research, you thought, you know what, my target audience is going to be working moms. But then you start working, you start realizing that maybe your target audience are women in their 30s that wants to be moms one day but are not moms right now. So if you spend all that time doing all that research and all that uh, trying to like dig into like what is my specific target audience, you may be not investing your time correctly. I recommend to you that you do have a general idea. Of course, if you sell a product that is towards women, I mean that's important versus men, for example, but don't get into the nitty gritty. Have a clear idea of who you want to target is very important, but don't waste too much time digging and researching and like getting like a detailed outline who that person is. That's for one thing, because it could change. And then the second reason why is because I believe there is a term that I think you have coined by Kat Croy, which is she's an amazing graphic designer, has an amazing Instagram course, and she talks about soul to soul marketing. I don't know if it's something that she coined or she had it from someone else, but I learned it from her, and I totally in agreement with her. And the whole concept is that kind of relates to a lot of attraction. And think about it with your personal life. I mean, you are who you are, and I think your friends, your core friends, they have been with you for a while because they identify with you, with who you are, with your values, with everything that is in you. So, and those friends are not going anywhere. Well, the same concept applies in business. I also believe that on the law of attraction, that whenever you are who you are, your vibe, your energy, your hard work, your emotions out there, naturally the people that identified with that are going to gravitate to you, and they won't go away. So since we're just starting, I'm assuming that all of you who are watching are just beginning in this amazing world of communications and digital marketing. I so much rather you invest your time in defining your vision, your big why, your brand, who you are as a business, or who you are as a persona in the digital world, because that vibe, that energy, what only is going to do is going to attract the people that are into that. And then what is going to allow you is to grow organically even faster, which it's so much better. And we're going to talk about organic traffic on social media, on search engines later. But that's just my 2 cents on target audiences. So just to summarize it, one, it's very important. Don't get too much hold on to it. And then two, um, just kind of believe in the law of attraction. And then we have to talk about customer journey. Yes, we have to talk about this. So this is something that I get really excited as well. And what is the customer journey? The customer journey is basically the journey that we all take before buying something. Or if you're a customer, you're actually right now in the customer journey of a company. If you are considering to buy something, you are right now in the customer journey of another company. So let me explain what it is. So we all have ideas, needs and wants. That's who we are. We're like in life working with our needs and wants. Then in digital marketing or in the communications world, then we do campaigns to capture your attention. We call this the awareness stage in the journey, which is like, maybe I'm interested in your product or service. Then from there, what we do is that we try to bring you to the consideration stage, which is, should I do it or should I not? And that's a stage where you start searching for more information about that company. Then you move on into the decision stage. Note, this customer journey in these stages, they have different names out there. I really haven't seen anyone adding the needs and wants, because that's kind of like where everything starts. We start with something that we need or we want. But anyways, the decision stage has different names, conversions, purchase. I like decision because that's where you make the decision to do or not to do. So in this case, we're saying that if this person was in the market to grow a mustache, that he wanted it to be cool, and he found out that, oh, maybe growing a really nice mustache could be a good idea. So he did some research on it, and then he decided to do it. And now he uses some products to keep his mustache very nicely, and now he is a loyal customer. But then in this loyal customer, in the retention and advocacy, the idea is to keep that customer there. Because think about it, he went through all that process and now we have him here. We don't want to lose him. So we want to make sure to keep adding communications, to keep him aware, to keep us concerned, and to keep us saying yes to us. So these two concepts are very, very important in the goal setting for digital marketing. And I'm actually going to finish this video here right now because I know that I just talked about two concepts that are really big. Just to let it sink for a second, and I'm going to come back in a second video to now start digging more into how to take all this information on mission or vision, big why, goals and objectives, target audience, and the customer journey, and how we're going to merge all this to select your marketing goals. So see you in the next video. Bye.